The year is 1993. The Lakers' reign is finally over. Sadly, the Fortune were not the ones that ended. Instead, it was Scottie Pippen and his Cavs. The Fortune instead went home in the second round for the fourth straight year. Coach McCaw has not brought Las Vegas any closer than his predecessor, and in fact has them record-wise in a worse spot. Although, it may not all be on the coach. Front office took a swing, packaging multiple picks and fan favorite Rafael Addison for the number one pick in the 1991 draft, taking Dikembe Mutombo, a 25-year-old rookie. It was a gamble, one that has not panned out over the first 2 years of his career. That gamble also left the Fortune with empty pockets, not able to try and trade up the next year where Shaquille O'Neal went number one to the Blazers. Their big swing before that? Trading for AC Green, who refused to negotiate his contract extension this past season and will now be hitting the open market as an unrestricted free agent. At age 30, MJ finally got his MVP and DPOY. He's no doubt the best player in the NBA, as Magic begins to fade ever so slightly. The Fortune have set the precedent that they take care of their guys and pay them early, and MJ has been the biggest proof of that, as he's locked in for 5 years at $22 million total. A contract that surely will be team-friendly on the back end. That leaves the front office at a crossroads. Derek Harper's 31, Dell Curry is 28, Dennis Rodman 32, Steve Kerr 27, even Mutombo is 26. Do they accept their defeat on their big swings, flip all their aging assets not named MJ, or do they stick it out and try and make one more run with this core? All right, welcome back. We are in 1993, like you just heard. Once again, we go out sad in the second round. Pretty much used to it at this point, but this core is getting old. The youngest guy on the roster is Clarence Weatherspoon, who is 22. And in this era, most guys were like 20, 21 coming into the NBA. So it's not crazy for your youngest guys to be 22, 23. But Mutombo at 26, Steve Kerr 27, even Will Perdue 27. All these guys are starting to hit their back end of their primes. And so this group is on their last leg together. I think I'm willing to stick it out for one more year, maybe make a small change if we need to. But the big thing is we really have no money whatsoever. Moses Malone retires, Marquise Johnson retires, Jack Sigma retires, Vinnie Johnson retires as well, Mark Eaton does as well. A lot of guys starting to retire. Moses Malone surely had a great career here. Even in the sim, had a great career, even though it was the back half of his career. And he joins the Hall of Fame and gets his jersey retired at two spots. The Houston Rockets and the Philadelphia 76ers, Marquise Johnson and Jack Sigma, also get their jerseys retired. For historic changes, just 3 teams changing their logos and their jerseys. So no new rules being changed. In this draft lottery, I believe we should have a pick. We do not. That's right. This is where we traded our pick away to get Mutombo. And so it's sitting at 22. And so I don't think we could have gotten a player of Mutombo's caliber at 22 in this draft. So I'm perfectly fine with where we are at. Everybody is signed on. We don't need to make any changes there. We can get right into the draft. The big thing for me, honestly, is seeing if we can get AC Green back. Otherwise, it should free up some money that we could do something in free agency. With that, as Penny Hardaway goes number 1 to the Utah Jazz. And I'll move my camera so you can actually see the faces. Penny Hardaway goes number 1. This is honestly probably the best spot for my camera in the draft as well. Allen Houston goes number 2 to the Detroit Pistons. Chris Webber goes number 3 to the Suns. Isaiah Ryder goes number 4 to the Heat. Jamal Mashburn goes number 5 to the Indiana Pacers. We'll go 2 more. Ben Baker goes number 6 to the Wolves, and the Nuggets will wrap it up with Bruce Bowen. And we do have a second round pick, so we will sim to that and then go look at the draft summary. Ronnie Rogers goes number 9 to the Spurs. John Bradley, 11 to the Bullets. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I recognize his name. He went number 13 to the 76ers. Byron Russell goes number 14 to the Clippers. Nick Van Exel goes number 17 to the Bulls. Sam Cassell goes number 23 to the Magic. And that is about it of names that I recognize. So we're already into the 60s in this part of the draft. I mean, this is a super late pick. Bo Outlaw in the second round, by the way, 75 overall. To the Utah Jazz. They had a really good draft. If there's honestly anybody that we can get, I'm willing to take them, as Antonio Harvey is a little bit younger, so we are going to take him. Both C- power forwards between him and I don't even remember the other name that I just saw. I have no clue where this college is, but with the 51st pick, we're going to go ahead and add Antonio Harvey. And we are going to take a cheap young guy regardless. We are going to accept both these guys. This is crazy that our number 1 pick, the computer, did not want to accept that player option. I have faith that this is going to be his big progression year. Otherwise, this is going to be a big trade deadline for us, and we'll probably blow it up at this trade deadline. If he does not progress here, Matt Fish will bring back as well. We have no qualifying offers, which means AC Green truly is an unrestricted free agent. and there's nothing we can do to get him back. We also need to get back Dennis Rodman, potentially, or we could use that money elsewhere. Marcelonis is also hitting the free agency market, and that is about it. So we would, if we get rid of all of our cap holds, have about $1 million to work with. AC Green will negotiate with us. I think it's worth bringing him back. I will lock him up for 5 years and we'll take care of him. I'll even give him a player option on the back end of it. Rodman is still a very, very good rebounder, and I think it is worth going and getting him. He does not want to be here long term. However, I'm still going to offer it to him, and I'm going to try and keep a little bit extra money. Marcelonis is potentially a guy that we could move on from. He has a role as us. He's not a shooter whatsoever, and I think it is time to move on from him. Even though he is a good shooter, he has B+ shooting, I think it's time to go get a different shooter for our backup shooting guard, and so I'm going to cut ties with Marcelonis as of now. And so I am going to be renouncing the rights to Marcelonis just to make sure we have the money to make it work, and we are over the cap space. Totally fine. There's definitely still some solid players, and worst comes to worst, he is right here. So what I'm going to do is look into the player finder, see if there's a good defender and a good shooter out there in free agency. So I'm searching for A- 3-point shooting and A- perimeter defense. Michael Jordan is showing up with an A+ 3-pointer. I might have him start shooting threes. I might mess with his tendencies and see if there's anything I can do there. Again, I see nothing wrong with changing sliders because that is just part of the game. I don't think that's making a player any better or worse, but it could make him better in our system. George McCloud is looking like a guy that could work for us, but he does not want the minimum either, which kind of blows that up. So again, I mean, it might be Marcelonis is the guy that we go get, but I mean, I would love to go add a solid shooter and a solid defender all in one player to be Jordan's backup. I'm gonna give it one more go with B+, see if there's anybody else out there. And Cedric Toney looks like it could be a guy for us. He has not had a lot of time to prove himself as a shooter. He doesn't get a lot of minutes, and he probably won't on this team as well, but could come in on the vet minimum and be a solid contributor for us. As you can see here, if it'll let me click on his player card, as you can see here, he's been a great shooter. He actually shoots threes. I mean, he's been a consistent over 30% shooting outside of that one season in Atlanta. Journeyman guy that's going to come in for the vet minimum for 2 years, and he's going to join our squad. And that's our first signing that is outside of the franchise in 3 years since we brought in Derek Harper and Dennis Rodman. That could be potentially part of the reason. As Charles Barkley goes to the Sixers, he's leaving the Kings, and just like he did in real life, he's going to play in Philly. Karl Malone re-signs with the Knicks. The Magic keep Clyde Drexler, and the rest of these guys stay home. Just kidding. Sean Kemp goes to the Bucks. We have 2 big men on the move here. Glenn Rice also leaves to go to Minnesota. Minnesota's having a very nice offseason these last couple of years. Vlade Divac re-signs with the Nuggets. Tim Hardaway is re-signing with the Pistons. Sabonis is leaving Milwaukee to go to the Kings. We're on out with Nick Anderson staying in Chicago here. Here's a look at some other signings here. But you can see us, AC Green, signed on here. Top 10 free agent, top maybe 15 free agent, I guess. But I think we got our guys back. I'm surprised he actually came back after he said he did not want to. Like I said, this is a big player progression for us. MJ's going down, Dennis Rodman's going down, and Mutombo only goes up 1. That sucks. He's only a 77 overall. He has been an absolute bust for us. Matt Fish up to a 70, up 2. Davis up 1 to a 72. Tony goes down 1. McCormick goes down 2. Kurt Rambis goes down 2. Mike Jordan falling off just a little bit is a little weird to me, but I don't know. Definitely going to be moving on though, depending on how this season goes. If we continue to be a very solid threat and actually like make progress towards being a solid contender, not just like the 3 seed because we're the 3 seed, then we will keep this core together. Otherwise, we are definitely going to be moving on. So we're going to start off with a 10-man rotation to start off here, and I really only think this team is 10 deep. I mean, obviously we have a lot of young guys that would love to develop here, but really we need to win now with this 10, and I might even shorten it to 9 as the season goes on, but as of right now, we're going to be running with this 10, and like I said, I'm going to go in and change Jordan's tendencies just a little bit, just to make sure he's shooting at least a little bit. In a 5 3-point tendency, I'm even going to move that up just a 20, maybe 25, should be fine, but as an A+ shooter, what is his actual rating? He's a 91 3-pointer. That is the 3rd highest on the team. He definitely should be shooting with the 91. So obviously that's going to help him out as well. And we're just going to get right into simming. All right, we are on the day before the trade deadline. The only reason I let this team get to 15 and 24 is because we have not been healthy whatsoever. We lost Michael Jordan for 6 to 8 weeks. We lost Del Curry for about 4 to 6 weeks. We lost Dennis Rodman for 6 to 8 weeks. We lost Dikembe Mutombo for 4 to 6 weeks. So everybody's getting their opportunities to play on this team. As you can see here, we have everybody except for Antonio Harvey has made a debut for this season. A lot of them have played legit minutes. I mean, outside of Kurt Rambis, he's really the only one that's not played legit minutes at all. But as you can see, Michael Jordan, once again, just an absolute carry job. Cedric Toney is our third leading scorer, and that's the reason why it is time to move on from this core. They are all healthy for the most part. Michael Jordan is going to be staying. I'm willing to give Dikembe Mutombo the rest of the season, but he's potentially gone after this year. But I think Derek Harper, Del Curry, AC Green, Steve Kerr, Rodman, Will Purdue are probably all gone. Honestly, we could give up on the Mutombo experiment right now and go get Antonio Davis. This is really the best trade that's caught my eye. The only other one that's really caught my eye, Derek Coleman has also caught my eye, but at 26, I mean, he's just expensive, but he's on an expiring contract. Really good player. He's got good potential. That's also caught my eye, made me at least stop. This one right here, Sean Bradley, again, another big guy, but he has really good potential. I mean, there hasn't really been any market for just Derek Harper. I'm going to throw Dennis Rodman in with him. Again, he's on that big contract now, so that might be more intriguing to teams now that he's locked down long term. I honestly think this is the trade. I know we're giving him a first round pick, which is probably the opposite of what we want to be doing. But Derek Harper and Dennis Rodman, two aging guys, we are not necessarily going to cut salary, but Terry Mills and Kevin Gamble are both high talent prospects at 26, so they're just hitting their primes. Kevin Gamble is 28, but two guys that can score the basketball. We need scorers. If it's not for the long term, I mean, Terry Mills looks like he could be a long term guy for us, but Kevin Gamble could keep us in a playoff run for this year. I'm going to go ahead and make this trade, and then we're going to get this peg back at some point with the rest of these guys, but this is the first domino to fall. And I have waited just a little bit too long to trade these guys as they do not have any value, but Del Curry is going to be sent to Milwaukee for Keith Parks, who will be our first auto-generated guy to be in this series. And I'm going to turn off like the 60-day trade restriction, make this a 3-team trade so I don't end up with Keith Parks. I want to keep any auto-generated guys off our roster, but he would be a pretty solid prospect, B+ potential. He's having a little bit of a breakout year, but I'm more interested in that first round pick. I know it has a protection on it, but I think it'll work out for us. And we're going to turn it right back on after this, but Rex Chapman is going to join the team in a pseudo 3-team trade, just because it's so hard to pull off 3-team trades in this, but has solid potential. Get a second round pick out of it. I don't want auto-generated guys on my team. And Steve Kerr and Will Purdue are going to leave the fortune for Sam Vincent and Malik Sealy. Sam Vincent, we need a point guard right now, so he's going to come in and be our starting point guard for the rest of the season. But I'm more looking forward to Malik Sealy. He has not played a ton for the Knicks. He has okay potential, but it is the best we could do. And then Sam Vincent, obviously, we can re-sign. He's already been here before. He knows the system. Even though it is a new coach, I think that's still a good pickup for us. I'm actually going to bring in Robert Pack as well to compete for that starting spot. I am going to end up cutting somebody eventually, but Robert Pack will be joining the team if I can make the money work. Sadly, to pick up a point guard, I do need to cut Kurt Rambis, and so that should open up a roster spot for us to go get Robert Pack, who just wants a minimum, and he's going to come in for the rest of the year. He potentially starts, but this team is not very good now, but that's okay. We do not have our own first round pick to have this season, which is totally fine because I think this team is still going to be competitive. I'm actually going to run Jordan as my 1. I'm going to run Kevin Gamble as my 2 and start AC Green at my 3. He's actually more of a natural 4 or 5, but I'm going to keep him there just because I would rather do that. And then we are going to go in a more development route with our bench. Rex Chapman is here. Robert Pack is here. Cedric Toney's season is likely over. He's going to transition more to a mentor than an actual ball player for us. He's just going to be sitting there. I mean, injuries, obviously he's going to be ready, but he's had a great season, which sucks. We're wasting probably his best season. I mean, actually, it is his best season as a pro, and we are wasting that. And if we turn this around, he's going to get playing time, but I want to give some of the young guys some time here. We'll quickly look at the award races, but I'm assuming that we're not in them. Michael Jordan is still right there for the MVP race, which is insane considering how the season's gone. He's also the leader for the DPOY, and yeah, I mean, the season hasn't been very good. As you can tell, All-Star voting, he is number 1 in All-Star votes, so he is indeed the most popular player in the NBA as of right now. And we're going to check the Eastern Conference standings real quick. As you can see, this whole thing has flipped over. We are nowhere to be found towards the top. We're one of the worst teams in the league, and now we don't have our own pick. Who has our pick? I might need to go overpay to go get that back. The East is looking pretty solid, pretty similar to how it was last year, and the Knicks look like the front runners. we got it back. We got it back. Overpaid like crazy, but we got it back because that would have been terrible assuming that we sucked. We got Craig Hodges, who could potentially be Cedric Toney. Had to get rid of Robert Pack, but he basically was never on the team. We basically signed and traded him. Somehow in the middle of the season, I could have sworn I turned it back off. I'm going to double check that I turned that off after this. But we're going to go get a new point guard, and then, yeah, we have our own first round pick back, so now I'm okay with tanking. So I want to show you this. I've been tracking every transaction we've ever done, and look how big this trade deadline is. This is all just the trade deadline. It sucks to blow it up. It really does. I mean, a lot of these guys, you see Steve Kerr has been here for a long time. It sucks to blow up your team. I'm clearly not good at it because I just gave away the number 1 pick for this first year where we're going to be the worst, hopefully. Yeah, that was a lot. We're going to have to go sign another point guard, but I'd rather have that issue than not having anybody, and then we're gonna go get somebody young and playmaking, and I just realized you can't sort by 2 things. So roster's full. This is falling apart on me if you can't tell a little bit. Like I said, not very good at rebuilding teams, like from the trying to tear a team down and then rebuild from there. You give me a really bad team, I can flip it, but yeah, I mean, this is not a good basketball team. We're gonna give St. Vincent some minutes on the bench, just because then we do have a true point guard on the bench. But like I said before, this is mostly going to be give our young guys playing time, let them develop, and just see how the season goes. See if Michael Jordan is good enough to get us into the playoffs. But I mean, it's pretty much now or never for some of these guys with the opportunities they're going to get to develop. So as we wrap the season, we were somewhat competitive. We're the 11th seed. On screen is the real life MVP winners. As Karl Malone wins MVP, Chris Webber wins Rookie of the Year, John Williams wins Sixth Man of the Year. Remember, like a couple years ago, he was on the All-NBA second team. Now he's their 6th man. David Robinson wins DPOY. Tom Gugliotta wins Most Improved. And the Knicks coach wins Coach of the Year alongside their Executive of the Year, Michael Jordan. This threw me off for a second because I forgot the MVP was a big, but Michael Jordan is on the All-NBA first team still. I'm going to assume we have nobody else on this whatsoever. He's also on the All-Defensive first team. I mean, obviously that was expected, but we have nobody else anywhere on this. So Jordan, no doubt, was our best player, but we have not seen another player in the 20s before. Terry Mills is a diamond in the rough, and I will show you why. Because Michael Jordan's scoring is down, at least for his numbers, only 29 a game, but we have almost another 20 point per game scorer. I think we'll take that every time. He is our guy now, and I keep saying we're going to find Jordan the second star. I think we finally did it. He is the number 1 guy to go get this offseason. He's also tied for leading rebounder behind AC Green. AC Green's probably gone in this offseason. I honestly just couldn't trade him because of when I signed him. Jordan was our leading passer. St. Vincent, who played 80 games, I kept him. He was pretty much the only vet that I let play a ton. He almost was our assist leader. Jordan leads in steals. Mutombo leads in blocks. And I would like to say he's come a long way. He really hasn't. It's just, he just is not efficient at 7'2". And so I think it's time to move on from him. I think him and AC Green should be a package that I can at least get something out of. Terry Mills was the most efficient scorer, and Craig Hodges, going probably 1 for 2 on the season, is our leading 3-point shooter. Michael Jordan takes 1.2 a game. Terry Mills takes 3 a game. Rex Chapman, pretty solid numbers as well. And so I don't even know why I looked. He never misses free throws. He's probably going to be the league leader also. As you can see, 36 and 46 finished as the 11th seed. We were not very good this year. It's always interesting to me because whenever I think Jordan's having a down year, he's still the league leader in points. It's like points just fluctuate based on how much Michael Jordan's scoring. Sean Kemp is the rebound champ. Nobody had over 10 assists game. Scott Skiles wins the best passer. I don't know what you call the assist leader outside the assist leader. Ron Harper is the steals champ. And Patrick Ewing is the blocks champ. Shaquille O'Neal is actually the most efficient player, shooting 59% from the field. I know he's not like the best efficiency in terms of like efficient field goal percentage, but 3-pointers like don't affect it enough yet. I'm still going to call him the efficiency champ for now. Reggie Miller shoots almost 50% on 3 shots a game, and like I said, St. Vincent's going to be the league leader. I don't like being on this side of it where you just hit a button and it sims it all for you. The Lakers are finally over. I mean, we're not even a contender now, as the Hawks now get a championship. I think we may be entering an era of parity, to be honest. David Robinson, 16 and 11 a night here. The Trailblazers and the Hawks. Shaquille O'Neal potentially could take over. And this is the Jordan era, but Jordan has not been very dominant thus far. I was planning on doing a couple seasons this episode, but blowing it up just extended the amount of time that this physically took me to record this. I am going to get through this off season, and then we're going to call it from there. Player retirements: Alex English, River Short, Reggie Theus, Bernard King, Bill Cartwright, and many others. Bill Lambier, we saw in a lot of trades that we potentially could have gotten. And do we lose anybody? Kurt Rambis, who we cut. We ended his career, unfortunately. It is what it is. Alex English is the only Hall of Famer from that whole group. And Reggie Theus also gets his jersey retired by the Chicago Bulls in all kinds of different rules, starting with new tech, I guess. The newspaper is gone. Oh, I can't even see it. The newspaper's gone. So NBA.com is now there, whatever, it's not really going to matter, but these are the rule changes that matter to us. Teams the same record have the same odds at a top 3 pick. Worst team has improved odds, and then players will be awarded 3 free throws on a 3-point attempt. I did not know that wasn't a thing. That is crazy that was a thing at one point. I suppose they probably had the free throw rules and then just added the 3-point line when they took over the ABA and never took the time to change that rule. As you see, we have the number 9 odds here, a 1.7% odds. We're just going to skip the end, see if we moved up. We did not, so we're going to stay at number 9. I think it's still worth trading all those seconds away. And Mitch McCaw here, going into year 4, potentially move on from him. We will see. I mean, he's been a tumultuous coaching run for Coach McCaw here. Looking at this draft, this is big here. Jason Kidd. Ooh, okay, we could potentially move up. Do we give up Mutombo to move up and get a point guard? Because I think we can move AC Green to center. Actually, I might try and move AC Green and number 9, see what we can get. So the Charlotte Hornets have the number 1 pick. Alex Meeks is basically just a contract filler. Hopefully this works. They do not want to give it up. I am willing. I don't have any seconds anytime soon, but 1997. How about I give you the 98 ones as well? And that hopefully is enough to move to number 1 and get Jason Kidd. It is not. Everybody else I'm willing to give up. And look at this whole team potentially is gone. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, quite literally I have to, if I want to add anybody, add Michael Jordan. So it looks like this isn't going to happen unless I'm willing to throw in a first, which I'm really not. And so it's worth potentially looking to see if he falls to number 2. We could scoop him up. Otherwise, I'm going to stay at 9. And so big draft here coming up as the Hornets are going to go ahead and take Jason Kidd. That potentially was a point guard of the future, but I would rather not overpay than miss out on him. I mean, 82 overall coming in. I don't know. I mean, good player, but we potentially get Eddie Jones or Layman Murray or even Jalen Rose, who could potentially move to the 1. A 6'8" point guard would be kind of interesting. And these are guys we could get at number 9. Grant Hill goes number 2 to the Nets. The Jazz take Glenn Robinson number 3. Supersonics take Cole Posey, which is an auto-generated guy, so now they just missed out. Carlos Rogers, I can't tell if that's an auto-generated guy or not, goes to Milwaukee. Danielle Marshall goes to the Heat with number 6. Juwan Howard goes number 7 to the Celtics. Eric Montross goes number 8 to the Magic. And I don't know why, but I talked myself into Jalen Rose being a point guard. I don't know why I just did that. I don't see any good point guards. Aaron McKee, I mean, that's a late pick, but I don't know why I just talked myself into this. And now I just want to see it happen. I mean, all-star ceiling. I think with these higher picks, it's always worth looking to see if you can move back even a couple spots and pick something up. Nothing there, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Jalen Rose, and I'm going to make him a point guard. 6'8" out of Michigan. I don't know why, but it just feels like it could potentially work. 75 overall. If he stays in the 70s, I'm moving him to point guard, and he's going to be my point guard moving forward. Eddie Jones goes number 10, and I am not even seeing any other guys. Aaron McKee goes number 16. Brian Grant goes number 17. I don't know why there's so many auto-generated guys that went before all of these actual players. It's so annoying. I wish that when they did these historic ones, it made the auto-generated guys at most a 61 or something like that. So you truly see all of these old guys. But I mean, it is what it is. They're probably just too lazy. They probably put it in and then we'll never touch it for 10 years. 2 years, $2.29 million. And like I said, I'm going to see what he is as a point guard. He is a 72. He's a 72. He's going to be my point guard now. Sam Vincent's going to be his mentor. He's my point guard now. I don't care if it's not realistic. Mutombo, I'm going to bring back one more time. And all these guys, I might as well just give him one more year. Perry Mills is a must get for us. Matt Fish would be awesome to bring back. In theory, we should have money In practice, not really after we go get our guys back. I think I'm okay with Rex Chapman going, but these guys are of the utmost importance to go get. I'm willing to give Terry Mills a player option. I want him back that bad. Kevin Gamble, if you're willing to take a team-friendly deal. Ooh, he wants less years on his contract. Okay, I'm gonna give him a 2-year deal with that amount of money, and then I'll throw Rex Chapman a contract and just see, same thing, if he'll take a team-friendly deal or not. And Tim McCormick, I'm gonna let walk. I think his time here in the desert is done, and so we're gonna get all our guys back. Matt Fish, I do have to renounce his rights. I'm gonna hold on to him. And we have so many trade exceptions that I forgot about. Sam Vincent is potentially a guy we have to go back and get. So we have $600 million to work with in our cap hold. Or no, we are over the limit big time, which means we're gonna lose Sam Vincent, who got a big contract, and we're gonna lose Matt Fish, I believe, because I don't see him as a player that's affordable for us, which is fine. That just means we need to go get those guys back in another form. Or I was sorted incorrectly and now I can see them. Sam Vincent's willing to play for 2 years on the minimum. And I mean, we just always don't have money to make these, as Sam Vincent took the opportunity we gave him and gave him a big role, and he's going to the Chicago Bulls. So we do need to go get another point guard, and it's going to be a playmaker. And I mean, it's actually, I'm gonna go get a high potential guy. I'm gonna go get a high potential guy that hopefully is a real person, like Demetrius Caleb here, who he wants real money. That's fine with me, assuming he'll play for the minimum. So this gives us an actual point guard that is going to be our backup here as we get Matt Fish as well. Patrick Ewing has left the New York Knicks for the Indiana Pacers. I'm sorry, he left the Spurs for the Indiana Pacers. I forgot. Carmelo's on the Knicks. He's on the Spurs. Now he's on the Pacers. Mark Price re-signs with the Spurs. So that duo breaks up. The rest of these guys have re-signed. Reggie Miller. Hold on. Reggie Miller goes to New York to pair up with Karl Malone. This is a big offseason. Trying to look for guys that also left. Brad Daugherty's going to replace Patrick Ewing after he left the Nets. Terry Cummings is going to the Hawks. He's left Miami and Minnesota now in back-to-back years. Down the Shrimp is going back to Minnesota where he was last year. Dominic Wilkins is going to the Spurs. A lot of movement between like stars, just swapping teams basically. Like pseudo sign-in trades. Charles Oakley goes to the Nuggets. A lot of movement here towards the top. The league is getting shook up, which is very fun to see all these different guys on different teams. And Mutombo in the free agency picture is a star. And on this team, can he be a star? He's up to 78 at 28 years old. I don't think it's going to happen, but we still have this logjam of AC Green and Terry Mills that would like to break up. I don't know if Terry Mills can run the 3, but he's up to an 88. And I mean, I like Kevin Gamble potentially as a 6th man, so I'm going to see if I can move Terry Mills to the 3 here. But Rex Chapman goes down 1. Mutombo, like we said, goes up 1. Davis goes up 1. Demetrius Caleb goes up 1. Tony Harvey goes up 1. Malik Sealy goes up 1. Matt Fish goes up 1. A lot of guys going up 1. Jalen Rose technically went down 3 because I moved his position, but he will be the day 1 starting point guard. And I know it's technically the next season now, but LaFonso Ellis for AC Green, and we move a pick back a year. I'm going to do this. I'm going to look to see that there's nothing crazy back here, but he's so much younger and he's just as good, and I can move him to the small forward position most importantly. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything that is worth doing outside of that. So we're going to go ahead, and LaFonso Ellis is joining the Chicago Bulls. I'm sorry, he's going to join the Fortune from the Chicago Bulls. Not to ruin anything, but this looks like it could be a squad here now. We have a lot of talent on this team, and honestly, I don't even think this is our best version of this lineup. This is a very solid in-season rebuild. I think this team is really good, and you know I'm excited because I'm talking with my hands, but this is for next episode. So, wasn't planning on this being a one-season episode. I know there's been a decent amount of those lately, but I also didn't plan on blowing up our whole roster midway through the season, so changed the plans. And so we're going to stick with just one season for this episode. I mean, I've been recording for over an hour now, so I think that's a good stopping point for us with this new core that hopefully Michael Jordan in the last 10 years of his career, we are in the Jordan era. Hopefully he can truly make this the Jordan era. Right now it's looking like it might be an era of parity, and so I want the Fortune to put their footprints all over this thing and take over this era and hopefully rack up some championships. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Other than that, I'm out. Peace.